Have you ever considered that you can have it all in life? Mm, I think it's such a delicious thought. And today, I have one of my co authors for the Women Tribe book here with me, and we're going to delve into the possibility and the reality of having it all. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to Living Intentionally, the podcast that empowers driven women to get unstuck and to take their personal and professional lives to the next level. I'm your host, Carmen Vinson. I am here to help you create the life you truly desire without burning out. And as a leading expert in living with amplified alignment between your mind, your energy, and your soul purpose, I'll be sharing valuable insights on mindset, energy, self-care, business, and much more. Plus, you get to hear from inspired women who have successfully built businesses and lives that are both meaningful and fulfilling. Join us as we dive into the topic that matter most and uncover the secrets to living intentional. Welcome to today's episode of Living Intentional. Today, I have a very special guest. She is one of the co-authors of the books that is going to be launching soon, November 2nd, for Women's Drive, second edition. Her name is Polly. She is a business architect, and she combines energy and strategy work because she truly believes one can't work without the other. You know, that's true because I talk about that all the time. As a former Facebook ad specialist, she helps other business owners build organic growth strategies. And she doesn't believe in the hustle and will always choose the way of more ease for her clients. For Polly's entire life, she has faced many struggles with anxiety and panic attacks every day. Really, every second of her life, she felt the monstrous weight of it. But she never let it define her. She never felt strong, but she knew she is strong. She will play it and find a way. And today we're going to delve into that and more as we welcome Polly into the show today. Welcome, Polly, to Living Intentionally.
Thank you, Carmen. Thank you for having me. And I'm so excited to talk to you and enjoy our conversation.
So, Polly, where are you located right now? I know you go between France and all parts of Europe. Where are you today?
I'm in Czech Republic. I'm at home. But in a few weeks, I will be in Poland. In the next few weeks, maybe in Spain with you. So traveling and just enjoying the life.
Oh, that's beautiful. I am also a travel lover. My spirit loves to be free and experience life and all the amazing things that the world has to offer to us. But why don't we start with your story? I kind of, I summarize your bio because I feel it's always more impactful when the guests tell us themselves, their story. So, and I know you talk about this in the book, but anxiety. Tell us about that and the things that shape you to where you are today, having it all.
Wow. So do we have a few hours? No, I will keep it short and sweet. So you already told a lot thanks to my bio. And what I wanted to add is that I always believe that there is a reason for suffering. There is a reason why everything happens. So even in the hardest times of my life, I believed, okay, there is a reason why this is happening. And during my life, I was always trying to find a way out to relieve anxieties, to just relieve and breathe and not suffer. So I went on my journey of healing through therapists, homeopathy, mindfulness, EFT. Like I tried it all. And I don't believe there's one cure, and nothing cured me. It was the journey to
Mhm.
go through it, to always choose one thing in that moment which drew me and I wanted to try it or I wanted to just do it. So this would help me. And the biggest thing that helped me, and this is what I talk about in our book too, is becoming a mother. I never would have believed what can change in me by just becoming a mother. I understand it's really a rite of passage. Uh, like men have did have it, I don't know, in the woods. For us, it's motherhood, and it changed something in my brain. And even if the anxiety stayed, they weren't so strong anymore. There was something else for me to live for. There was something else for me to fight for. And it's still a journey for me. I have 9-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son, and I still discover what they bring up in me, what fire they always wake up in me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really interesting. So from the second I knew I'm pregnant, I started to think, okay, how could I create my life for my daughter, for my family, so I can be with her, so I can enjoy life with her? Because I wanted to give her something that I didn't have. I was mostly grown up, I grew up mostly with my grandmother. My mom and my father worked a lot, they were business owners. I never saw them much. And I wanted to the opposite, to try to have it all. And it was really a journey. And it will never end, right? I think you share it a lot too, that it's not about healing some trauma and now I can be happy and fulfilled for my entire life. Nothing bad will happen. Uh, Life is life, but I didn't want it to have a business that would take me away from my family. And on the other hand, I couldn't be just a mom because something in me just wouldn't let me. You know, there was that fire that wanted to create something for my children for the first 5 years and then for me. So this is my story, shortened. And this is why I am a business architect, right? I just love supporting women in doing the same, just having it all, building a business that supports us and our lives.
That is so beautiful. And I can see so many similarities, yet differences with my story because I also wanted to create a life differently than the one that I experienced. But somehow I forgot along the way. And when I got to the point of being pregnant and having a family, I still wanted to be the successful woman that I was until I was holding for the very first time my son in in my hands, in my arms, and I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm going back to work. Zero way. And I manifested. This is where I'm in Alaska. Actually, people ask like, "What are you doing in Alaska?" I'm like, "Well, that was a. I manifested it. I just didn't know I needed to give specific orders to the universe, and I left it very open, and it gave me what I wanted, kind of. But the point is that yes, motherhood changed your brain, your chemistry in your brain in ways that you cannot understand unless you're a mother. Fathers cannot understand what we're talking about either. It's just
Yeah,
mothers. And we're not trying to leave anyone out of it, but it's really a magical thing. And when you're talking about how all of a sudden your little problems, right, become insignificant because you have a bigger purpose in life and strength come out of nowhere
yeah.
to really protect your children, right? So that was beautifully said, Polly, and I'm so glad you
It's
brought that up.
unbelievable, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I don't want to spoil the story, which I've read and it's very good, even though she's still tweaking it.
Yeah, I
But
mixed story.
yes, but I do want to bring about the transformation that happened. Like so, you know, she tells in her story, you know, how she found a way to like fulfill her drive while being a mom when the kids were little. and the hiccups that happen with life, relationships, and everything in between. And so let's skip that portion so people can go and read it in the book, and let's get to the now, right? Now we have all of the business architects, so glamorous, so beautiful, and grounding, and intelligent and eloquent. She speaks like 10 languages, by the way. Uh,
No, no, just 6 or 7.
just 8. Oh yeah, like just 7. um what happens when you get to this point of having it all? Because we were talking about the journey, right? And so I believe, like you, that it's not a matter of I'm going to get to the top of the mountain and then what, right? We are ever evolving creatures. And so now what? You made it. What's happening? What's next? How do you keep growing and evolving and enjoying everything?
That's the fun part. In the energy work, I just listen to my heart and do what it tells me to do. And I really enjoy that. For me, it's already a normal thing. In these last 5 years, I've already tuned into my higher self, tuned into the source, and just asked, what is my mission for today, for this week, for next month? What should I do? And I love to combine it with my human design. So I'm a generator. I need to react. So I don't create out of nothing. I just let myself to just nod on the opportunities. So I
Mm,
did that. And a year ago, because I have a big business in Czech Republic, it's a female entrepreneur platform where I teach, I support women, we do networking events, we just do anything I love. But a year ago, I lost my Facebook profile, the one that I had like for 10 years, or just from the beginning of Facebook. I couldn't access it. It wasn't, nobody was attacking it. I just couldn't access it because of some glitch in the Facebook. And in my mind, already, like you said, I have many languages. So over the years, I always felt I'm I want to do my business in English, but there was never the right time to do it. There was
mm,
always something, okay, you just need to do now your marketing agency in Czech Republic, stabilize it. After that, now you're becoming a mentor, you're creating your platform. Now you can't. You have to stabilize it, then you will go and grow in English. And when I lost my Facebook profile, I was standing on that side and I was thinking, okay, I have to create a new profile. Will it be different? And then
mm.
I got the answer. Now you can't twitch and run right away, create your new profile, but only in English.
It the universe always acts in the most strange ways, right? And it's like it's a loving push because you've been wanting to do this, and I can picture it like a loving parent, like watching you. It's like, okay, Polly, you're gonna keep putting yourself excuses. You're always gonna find a reason why you shouldn't do this, or you can't do this, or it's not the right time. So let me help you by not giving you any other choice.
Yeah, exactly. So this is
I,
how
wa-
I work.
yeah, it's like I was coaching one of my clients, one of my one-on-one clients last week, and she's been telling me for 6 months how much she hates her job. She doesn't want it, and I'm like, okay, well, let's get resume ready. Let's find. No, it's too much. Blah blah blah. Okay, so she's gonna get fired, and I was like, I mean, you realize you did this, right? Like, I mean, like,
Yeah,
and but it was amazing how within 15 minutes she was from like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired, to like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired. So
exactly. Like, thank you for the help.
yeah, yeah. So
Exactly. I could have been furious, right? And I was like for few hours because it really lost me a lot. It was during my launch in Czech Republic. So
mm,
the launch didn't go well, as you
wow.
expect. as I
Yeah.
expected, but I understood why. It was a really kick in the butt, like go and do it like you're supposed to. So a year ago, I started my business in English. I'm going slowly, I don't rush, I just want to enjoy it. And I have my business here in Czech Republic as well. So now again to businesses, but I learned from my lessons, and you will read them in the book. So I can juggle more than two businesses, but for now I don't want to. Two is enough, and I'm keeping it in such a way that I don't work more than normally. So I work 3 days per week. And again, a few months ago, I just saw a post about a book. Would you like to co-author a book? Well, my mind said, are you crazy? You're not big enough. You're not well known enough. They will say no. They didn't. They chose me just as well as you. And I'm there. I'm co-authoring a book. So this is what I learned. Just nod to the opportunities, and then really magic happens. And it's been an incredible ride. And when I see my clients doing the same, with one little technique, when I guide them towards their heart, it's always something that I start with. And I just let them work with their heart each day for months. And when they write to me every day what they discovered, what they're drawn to, what exact instructions they got, and what started happening in their lives, I just know that this is amazing. Like, yeah, we need the strategy, of course, but it's so amazing. Just sometimes lean into the trust that everything is happening for us.
I didn't know about human design until maybe a year ago. I'm a projector.
Mhm.
And when I learned about my strategy, I was like, you have to be kidding me. Because I have never been one to sit and wait for anybody to invite me to do absolutely nothing. But the more I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be open to it. I'm going to read about it. And at first, I was kind of like halfway doing it. But then the more I learned about it and I understood and I really like let it touch my heart and my soul, I was like, oh yeah, if I would have like listened to this, if I would have known when I was younger, you know how many times I asked for the opportunity and it wasn't given to me because I asked. And
Mhm.
as a projector, I have to wait for it. And so now I have my entire business is about giving value and waiting for the invitation. And you know what's happened in the last 3 months? And I really started only going this like hard on this like 6 months ago. In the last 3 months, like my calendar is completely full with
Mhm.
invitations because that's the
Amazing.
way it is. It just like it all aligns. So for those of you who are not in the human design wagon already, you need to get into it because it is really transformational what it can
Yeah,
do.
it's amazing.
It can do for you. Yes, absolutely. So with all these lessons that you learn through your life, you know, with the anxiety, what is one quick nugget without giving away the book that you can share with the audience about overcoming that feeling of, you know, something bad is going to happen? Like, you know, because that's really what anxiety is like, oh my God, I'm going to die, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do you turn off that fight or flight in your brain with a new business? Like that's what you do for you know, in your
Yeah.
business, right? You help people with their businesses. How do you, you know, center and say everything's gonna be okay?
I often just don't do it. I just don't center. It's fun. Sorry. Um, the one thing that helped me, thanks to the anxieties, they changed my priorities quite in a quite big way. So for me, business wasn't so stressful like it could be. Because for me, it was something that I do out of joy,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't cling on it. And you will read it in the book. I'm completely okay with shutting down a business, with going away when it doesn't serve me. So the anxieties gave me that sense. Maybe I'm sometimes really harsh with my business. And I allow my clients to be that so too. Because if my business isn't working the way it should be, in the way that it doesn't eat my time and it gives me the money and it gives me joy, gives me amazing clients, after, of course, my activities and my work, I always sit down and rearrange it, change it. And this is what gave anxieties to me, one of the little things, because I know it's not about giving up. It's not about losing if something isn't working. It's just about sitting down and changing it and allowing it myself to change the business so it can really support me. And it's never right on the in the first time, right? We need to test it, we need to try it. And this is what I'm thankful for. I don't know if it was clear because it's really gentle difference, but it I always say my clients that my business needs to earn the right to exist. And when I tell them that, they always shift what they thought because they always think that they need to give everything for their business and then maybe the business will give them something back. And when I shifted to this, like, no, you don't need to build a website. Did your business earn the right to have a website? Did your business earn the right for you to invest in a website? And when my client says, no, I have no clients, then I say, okay, so that's not a strategy for you. We need to figure out another one. And that's how we think and that's how we create it, to not create such a pressure on our nervous system, on the business, just easily growing.
That right there is like gold, Polly. That is such a factual statement. And I mean, I have fallen in the trap of like, I have to have all these things before, right? Um, Thankfully, it has worked for me. But I can see how many people like spend all this money and they cannot get traction because they are spending time and energy in the wrong things. And I'm going to tell you something. I have one of my mentors that I have paid a lot of money, and their website is so pathetic. And every time they sell something, is with like a little stripe link, like it takes you straight to like it's $20,000, but it's like not even this, not a sales page, and nobody cares because you're not buying the website. You're buying the
Right.
energy of the person. You're buying. You already know them. You already have nurtured them. That's where they come to you, and I love it. I love it. I am gonna put that sticker on my office. Have you earned the right to get this? It's so brilliant. I love it.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So, Polly, now that you have your business in English and you can serve the world, who's your ideal client and where can they find you?
Okay. So you can find me on my Facebook profile and on Instagram. I now have a new Pinterest page. I love Pinterest. I don't know how about you, but I really love it. And I'm working on my podcast and YouTube channel. So, like I said, slowly but intentionally doing the marketing that I love. And my ideal client is a heart-led service provider who wants to build her business according to what her heart says. She feels it in her body. She tried all the strategies, but it sometimes or it didn't work, or she burned out, or she just started to hate her business. And I don't want that for us. I want us to enjoy our business, even with the hard parts, even with the easy parts, and this is my ideal client. Often she's a mom or a grandma. I have lots of grandmas too. And these are just women who feel the desire to build something. And that desire is often stronger than anything else. Then the fears, then the traumas, then the time, anything just is there, but it's not so important like the mission that their souls drives them to. So yeah, so if you want me to support you in creating the business around what you love, I'm here for you. So
My
I'm
God,
looking forward to it.
so beautiful. I almost feel like, oh, if I would have met you 4 years ago, I would be like, sign me up right now. But I am so blessed to have met amazing women in this journey of writing this book, The Women Thrive book, second edition. The moment that we're recording this podcast, as you can imagine, I have to record them ahead of time. We still don't have the tagline, but I do know it's going to be on sale November 2nd. So make sure you mark that in your calendar. You've heard from the publisher, you've heard from some amazing authors, and there's more to come. So let's leave the audience with one thought of why they should buy the book.
Because inspiration from other women is the best way to grow. Because this way we can see that we can really have it all.
That's beautiful. It almost sounds like you had it already figured out, and I haven't given you that question. So that was beautiful. So thank you so much for being here, Polly. Is I know it's late where you are. It's super early where I am, but we made it happen. Thank you to the technology and the fabulous era that we live today. We can be talking, Czech Republic and Alaska, and yeah. So everybody, stay tuned with more amazing co-authors for the Women Tribe book, and don't forget to live your life intentionally. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hey there, thank you for tuning into today's episode of Living Intentionally, the podcast where we explore ways to live with purpose and fulfillment. If you're new here, make sure to hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at the Carmen Vinson. I'm your host, Carmen Vinson. I'll be back next week with more insights and inspiration.